Now continuing our coverage to a story that we first broke for you on Daybreak. A man is dead in Hampton following an early morning shooting on Hemlock Avenue that's not far from Pembroke Avenue. This marks the third deadly shooting in Hampton this year. Kaicey Baylor is live from the scene. So Kaicey, you've been there all morning gathering information. What can you tell us this afternoon?
Well, Ashley, Hampton police believe this situation is possibly domestic related. Investigators still on scene nearly 8 hours after getting that initial call. You can see them right behind me, a couple of them inside of this home. Now, residents nearby tell me that they woke up to a pretty rough scene.
You're not in a war zone, but it's just like you're in a war zone. People dying, you know.
Scenes like this bring frustration to neighbors. Lifelong Hampton resident Buck McFadder says the violence in his city doesn't come as a surprise.
After a while, you sort of get used to it. Yeah, you might become numb with it.
Crime scene tape roped off Hemlock Avenue near Pembroke Avenue Thursday morning as detectives investigated an early morning shooting. Hampton police responded to a shots fired call just before 4:30 a.m. Investigators say they found a 65-year-old man shot multiple times. They pronounced him dead inside a home.
The thing I'm saying to myself, I said, I hope it's nobody that I really know.
Investigators then canvassed the area and spoke with people living nearby about what they might have heard this morning. Many neighbors say this is a relatively quiet street, and McFadder agrees, but says the neighborhood he once grew up in is changing.
We used to play football with these guys all the time, all like one big community. Everybody was getting along then.
He fears he won't see an end to the violence.
People might not want to believe it, but it's true. People do things going down.
And just about 40 minutes ago, Hampton police did identify the victim as 65-year-old Elliot Tubbs. I did speak with another neighbor off camera who tells me he knew of the victim and called him a pretty quiet guy. And that neighbor tells me he hopes the situation doesn't put a stain on his community. We're live in Hampton. I'm Kaicey Baylor for 13 News Now.
Okay, Kaicey, thanks. At this hour, Hampton police have not released any suspect information. Officials say they're still investigating the relationship between the victim and the suspect. And they're asking you to give the crime line a call if you have any information.